Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back at it here and we're able to finally play arenas. For some reason, just couldn't play arenas for a while, but I'm super glad we're able to make that happen sooner rather than later. And this is the deck that I think it's got some pretty crazy potential just because of how annoying this deck can be. We're gonna go Goblinstein here. Should be a pretty great way to defend everything. I know our Goblinstein Doctor's taking some damage right there, but right now we're able to clean up the Miner, the Goblins, and deal most of that Executioner. So all in all, not too bad. We got some decent damage on the other side. It looks like our opponent might be rocking a faster cycle deck. Could be Balloon. I'm going to go Goblin Cage right here. Goblin Cage, really solid option. As you can see, I have a bunch of different cards that have evos. So if you want to, switch things up a little bit, whatever it may be, definitely feel free. It's not really going to cause that much of a problem. I'm going to go Delivery right here. Should clean up the Goblins and spare our Brawler while it, tries to deal with the Valkyrie first. He's going to give up all that damage on the right side, which is going to be perfect. And again, we're going to go with Skeleton Barrel. So you see we have Skeleton Barrel, we have Ram Rider, and we also have Goblinstein, all of which does pretty crazy amount of damage. So especially if you kind of do them like back to back, we'll take the Goblin stabs. We're still up a pretty decent amount, so I'll definitely take it. You also have Recruits in here. I just find having Recruits and using it on defense first. I'm going to go on offense with this first, but if you can use it on defense, and then send your Ram Rider down one side, Skeleton Barrel down the other. Against most decks, they're going to struggle pretty hard, so should all in all be really good. I'm going to just see where he drops his Executioner. Maybe we can get him to go this side, which would be great. I'm going to go Firecracker since he opts to play it that way. Firecracker doesn't get taken out by Log. It's going to also require Tornado, which he finally drops. I'm going to go with the Cage here and see which side he goes. If he does have Balloon, oh, he's just gonna go with that, which is kind of an interesting choice. I'm gonna go Skeleton Barrel here. I don't know what else he's got, but I'm pretty content doing this. He's got the Evil Executioner, of course, but we should be able to damage that down for the most part, and basically just need one more poison or a Ram Rider charge, and that's gonna wrap things up. Really interesting deck. I think it's just minor cycle with the rocket and whatnot. So with about 15 seconds left, I think our opponent has given up. So as you can see with this deck, really solid, just all in all, just one after another win condition. Basically 3 different win conditions in this deck, and Firecracker, of course, to be annoying. Your Recruits are obviously going to give you a boatload of value regardless of what you go up against. So good game, well played. Let's get on to another. All right, next match here. Keeping things going. Start out with the Skeleton Barrel is always great. And as you can see, I am not shy sending the Skeleton Barrel in and maybe risking like a King Tower activation or something. Not really scared about any of that. I'm going to go with the Goblin Cage. Typically would be reserved for, heavier beatdown decks or just win conditions in general. But one thing I found is with the Ram Rider, instead of Hog Rider or the Roll Hogs, you're able to use that to kind of help slow things down like this. So we're going to do this here. And if you play it fast enough, you're really able to minimize the amount of damage. Hog Rider does get 2 hits, unfortunately, but we should be able to get something going here. I think it's just going to be Hog 2.6 we're going up against, so it should be interesting. He didn't get that King Tower activation that he wanted, and that's going to really punish him. Firecracker's still alive because the Skeletons got dropped first, and all in all, really solid stuff there. So I want about 7 Elixir here. He might drop his Hog Rider, or if he's going to, hang back, I'm very surprised he opted for that. We would probably barely be able to squeeze the the Evil Goblin Cage in before the Hog Rider gets to the tower, but we'll take that. Really good trade any day of the week. Let's go Goblinstein here and see if we can maybe get that cannon out of him, and then we can send in the Ram Rider and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go Cage here. It's gonna be perfect. If he's got Fireball, I don't think it would be able to do anything in terms of freeing up his Hog Rider. So I'm going to go Firecracker here, and I'm going to poison this. Firecracker is going to get us that little cheeky chip damage. And we can even pop the Doctor ability, but not really worth it right now in my eyes. It's down to 444, so as you can see, just systematically chipping away. You have basically all the defense you need against most decks. So shouldn't be too worried in that department. Let's go with the recruits here. We'll split lane him, and he dropped his ice spirit pretty early. Not sure if he intended to do that, but now we're gonna start pressuring this left side here. We're gonna go with the skeleton barrel. We haven't fully secured that right side yet, but we're gonna do that right now, or at least try to. We'll go with the firecracker pretty early, and we should be a-okay here. Yeah, he's gonna go for the wrong. I think he's going to go fireball down the wrong lane, in my opinion. That left side's taking a boatload of damage as well. He is not playing this well at all, but I will take it. Let's go with the recruits here. So as you can see, we're just absolutely overwhelming him. We're going to go skeleton barrel on this side. I'm going to go poison in case he drops the cannon in the middle. That's the only way he's going to save that side. But yeah, I mean, fireballing that's not going to do anything. Left side tower, I think, is going to go down. And the evil skeletons go down as well. And that is an absolute annihilation right there against Hog 2.6. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another. All right, next match here. Keeping things going. So as you can see, just really, really solid stuff with this deck. No matter what you know, your opening hand and stuff. Maybe, you know, Golem plus E-Drag and Battle Healer might give it some problems, but you know, that's not something I see too often right now, and you do have to tailor what you play with what you see more of. So I'm just gonna go delivery here, drop the Goblins die, because that's obviously gonna do a great job against all of this. Clean up those skeletons. I probably could have waited, seeing that, you know, he was gonna do that, but we should be fine kind of cleaning that up. I was trying to keep the, you know, the Goblinstein alive a little bit longer, but I will take it. If this is going to be Mortar, this will be an interesting matchup. I haven't played against Mortar too much with this, with the Skeleton King. But I'm going to go Ram Rider here. Should be pretty good. It's going to obviously damage down those Spear Goblins, plus the ones that he drops. So we should be fine. We get a connection still, so that is something I would take every day of the week. And that's going to get the arrows out of him. So if he decides to pop the ability, I don't blame him. But that will give us a massive counter push here where, you know, it's going to be really difficult for him to defend. We'll send the skeleton barrel as well. I know his skeleton king is essentially out of, you know, cycle, but yeah, he doesn't really have anything else to defend that right now. And his ice wizard is slightly under level, which feels kind of bad. But hey, sometimes you got to take advantage of that when that happens. Let's just go delivery here. Obviously would love to save it for the skeleton barrel, but we do have the cage that can at least take the initial death damage. So we're going to go for the Goblin Sign here. That should be pretty good. It's going to be in tower range, I think, even as it gets pushed back. So that's going to be pretty good. He can't really drop anything, and there is his cannon cart. I'm just surprised he waited as long as he did. But we're gonna pop the ability, and we're gonna keep our doctor alive, maximize that 3 elixir 3 card cycle with the champion on the field. We'll go with the evil skeleton barrel down the other lane, force out the mortar. I figured it was gonna be mortar, but we are pressuring him pretty hard, and yes, maybe a little bit you know, benefiting from the fact that he just doesn't have everything at level 15 like his ice wizard. But all in all, this is some pretty this is still really crazy domination here. Firecracker, we're going to go Goblin Cage up high. We're going to go delivery on top of the Spear Goblins as well. Firecracker is going to be an absolute champ and come back and help clean up all of this stuff. Of course, we're going to go with the recruits here, kind of just lock in, and yeah, we're going to go skeleton barrel right on top, and that should be able to splash right on top of the mortar, and that right there is going to be another good game. Good game, well played. Let's get on to it. All right, next match here. Keeping things going, our opponent's going to start out with the mortar, so this would be interesting. I'm going to go skeleton barrel. For those who don't know, but I'm pretty sure you know by now, skeleton barrel is just an amazing way to defend minions, even like bats in that scenario, so really solid stuff. The doctor will get taken out, unfortunately, but we're just going to go for the recruits here. Also defend that Dark Goblin. He's playing his mortar pretty, like it's immediate. He's just kind of dropping it, so that's going to benefit us in some ways too. We'll get a little bit of splash damage on the tower, and that is going to be some pretty solid damage on that right side. Firecracker will probably only get 1 hit off, but still pretty solid. Yeah, that right side took a beating from the 2 recruits, even without the shield. And I know recruits get a decent amount of hates, but it's a really solid card just to kind of pick up and learn and kind of lean on it for the most part. Let's go with the Ram Rider here. He's played 2 mortars, so if he's got the evil mortar, he would probably not want to use it on this. Unfortunately, against Boss Bandit, I don't have my evil cage, which I would love to have right now. Perfect scenario for that. But he's going to pop the ability really quickly. I don't know if I agree with that, because yeah, that's not even going to get anything too good for him. Let's go Goblinstein here. I think the Brawler's going to get in front. That's totally fine. We're going to poison this, force him to drop something else. We'll pop the ability. It's not even going to make it to the tower, but I want to keep the Doctor alive. Maybe get some extra chip damage or force other things out. So that's how I'm always kind of playing this. So this will be interesting if he has Mortar in the next couple seconds, but he doesn't, or he just chooses not to play it. So that's going to be perfect. So we have enough for our recruits. So you have recruits. You also have Ram Rider. You also have the Goblinstein to defend against Mortar. So all in all, some pretty solid options. We'll get right on top of that, which is great. Dark Goblin's going to move pretty quick here, so we got to be ready. Let's do this. Firecracker is now on the other side, which is not all that great, but I'm going to poison this down to kind of help clean that up. Bats kind of get cleaned up as well, so that's pretty sweet. So this is going to be interesting for sure, because we get right on top of the Mortar. I'm going to drop this right here, and we need to, I'm going to definitely pop this ability here. I'm going to go for the cage. And he's going to try and pop that ability. Let's go Firecracker. We'll sacrifice the Firecracker, and we are going to yoink that Boss Bandit in even as he tries to, pop its ability. So really nice. So the cage is going to stay alive, and I'm going to utilize that to go for recruits in the back. Against Mortar, this is always going to be this is probably going to be your best way to build up a massive push, because Mortar's not really all that threatening immediately. We're going to go with the Skeleton Barrel here. This kind of sucks, but it is what it is for this one. I'm going to go with the Goblinstein here, and we'll go with the delivery right on top of that Dark Goblin. I think this would be pretty clean. Yeah, pretty solid stuff. Firecracker helps clean up that Boss Bandit as well. We're going to go for the recruits yet again. So as you can see, this deck is like 4.3 average elixir, but it doesn't really play like it. And that's kind of like, it's pretty beneficial that that's the case. Let's go Goblin Cage up high. We're going to take out the Dark Goblin. Oh my gosh, he just dropped the Dark Goblin and it absolutely got deleted. And the Dark Goblin got distracted, so that's also going to benefit us pretty big. Let's go delivery on this. I thought he might drop something else. It's going to get a hit off because I dropped it a little late, but we catch that Ice Spirit as well. Really nice. Let's go with the recruits. And as you can see, we are just slowly draining our opponent's health on both towers actually right now. So he went with Dark Goblin down the other side. I'm going to go and poison this. Keeping the pressure up on both lanes. This is absolutely filthy. We're going to get that tower down due to the evil Skeleton Barrel. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another. All right, next match here. Keeping things going. We're just going to chill out here. And then we'll go Skeleton Barrel afterwards. One of the Spear Goblins do lock on for like 2 spear throws. But that is not how you want to play that, because we're still going to get some good damage. I leaked a little elixir on accident, but I'm going to go Goblinstein here. Should be pretty solid. I'm going to go for the cage. The cage actually will do pretty well against the Prince. And maybe we'll have the Doctor. Oh, I think it's just out of range, but the Firecracker would definitely help clean it up if it needed to. I'm going to pop the ability here, help damage down that mini P.E.K.K.A. And of course, we have the Ram Rider to also kind of go for a little distraction here against that mini P.E.K.K.A. That's a perfect placement, depending on how late into the mini P.E.K.K.A. crossing the bridge you are. You want to play it a little differently in terms of, do you want it closer to the middle, or do you want it closer to the edge like I did there. We're gonna get a couple stabs here, so this is a little worrisome because I don't have my recruits. I'm gonna go cage here. Yeah, I figured he would do that, and we might lose a tower because of that. I'm gonna go Goblinstein right here. I think that's gonna save it, because once I drop the delivery, you kind of get a feel after a while like, okay, I'm a little overcommitted and he can definitely punish me, and he definitely took full advantage of that. I was waiting on the Valkyrie to do something, but it never really did, but I still dropped the delivery, and he kind of timed that perfectly. So I'm going kind of aggressive here, but I really want to take out that mini P.E.K.K.A. so we don't have to play too cute. That mini P.E.K.K.A. now won't be a threat anymore. I'm totally fine taking a few arrow shots either way. Spear Goblins as well. I mean, you know, we have a healthy lead on that right side, so I'm not going to overreact here. I'm going to go Ram Rider here, though. See if we can maybe get that Prince out so we can at least commit. He's going to go Valkyrie in a really, really bad spot, which is going to work out big time for us. I'm going to go with the recruits here. I'm really not that worried about that Valkyrie on that side. Okay, I am a little worried about the Mini P.E.K.K.A, but you also have Goblinstein. So in this deck, so it's just going to be really, it's really just going to be a pain for your opponent to deal with. I'm going to go poison this here. I do need to take care of that Mini P.E.K.K.A, so I'm going to go Firecracker here. This should be good because it's going to help clean up the left side as well. And draw in that Valkyrie, which is really nice. So that right side's down to basically just poison level. So I'm just going to go for the recruits here. There's not really anything he can do. I'm going to go Cage like really high up, draw everything in, and we're going to be in a really solid spot here. So I'm just going to go Skeleton Barrel. And if he's able to defend it, great. But I'm not even going to need the full amount of time. Valkyrie's not really going to do anything, and we're just going to poison him to win that match. Good game, well played. So give this deck a shot if you haven't. It's super easy to learn and pick up, and you're able to just dominate like I did the first 3 matches, kind of locking them down on defense or just overwhelming them with basically 3 different win conditions. So give this deck a shot if you haven't already. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.